I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Right? And then Comcast contacted me multiple ways too. So this is serious. It's not like, oh, it's messing around. The emails and texts and everything on both of my business accounts, because I have 2 business internet accounts. So here's what's going on with Comcast. First of all, if you don't know who Comcast is, you must live under a rock. They're a ginormous mega conglomerate corporation. They're involved in TV production, but notably, they are an ISP, meaning that they provide internet service to tons of people in the United States. Notably, in my living area, they are the fastest available. If I go with anyone else, it's much slower. Therefore, for what I do on a daily basis, streaming, uploading, etc., I need to have Comcast as my internet service provider. It's the only way I could actually do business from my home. Otherwise, I'd have to go somewhere where there's better internet, okay? Comcast contacted me, okay? Here's what they had to say. I'll read it to you word for word. We're getting our network ready for next generation internet speeds. Bringing customers like you to a fast and reliable experience is our #1 priority. And about a week from now, we'll be making enhancements to evolve Comcast business network in your area. The goal is to ultimately allow us to deliver multi-gigabit upload and download speeds. This is one example of how our next generation network is evolving to get smarter, faster, and more reliable. Our most current information has a starting work on your area on September 25th. That's this coming Thursday, affecting services at my address. While we'll make our best effort to stick to that date, sometimes factors beyond our control, like weather, may cause us to shift the schedule. So how this will affect you. During this time, you can expect interruptions to all Comcast services. If you're even a Comcast voice customer, you will not be able to call 911 or use your phone at all. Please know our teams will work efficiently as possible to limit the duration of interruptions. And then it says confirm your information so we can contact you with updates. So basically what they're saying to me is I have no internet and no phone, but I don't use their phone, so that doesn't matter. But I have no internet starting on Thursday, the 25th. Now, if you didn't realize, they didn't even say in that message that this would be one day. Did you notice that? They didn't say, oh, only one day, no big deal. They're saying this could actually be like a lengthy thing, and they're supposed to keep me informed. But now here's the thing. All right. I want you to think about this. They're going to take down all of the internet in the area to do these upgrades. Great. But what about businesses, right? There's businesses in this area, and they absolutely rely on needing internet to do business. Without internet, how do you do a credit card payment? Without internet, how do you keep track of online inventory and things like that? You can't. You need internet. So they're saying we're going to take down your internet on the 25th. But they're not making promises. Great. But the thing is, the longer that they leave their network down, they're actually leaving themselves open to liability. Meaning, let's say a business out here can't operate for 2-3 days, they can get sued. There's one thing, it's reasonable amounts of downtime for maintenance, which is what they're claiming there's going to be. But if they end up having like 2, 3, 4 days down, they're going to be in hot water. Okay? The thing is, I don't really trust them. I'm going to be honest with you. Over the years, I've seen a lot of ineptitude within Comcast. Sometimes they're on the ball and they're great. And then I've seen them absolutely make the most ass-backward decisions I've ever seen. Such as, if you're a Comcast customer, you can't get a new IP address. I'm going to repeat what I just said. If you're a Comcast customer, you cannot receive a new IP address. They have no way to do it because all of their hardware auto programs to research out and receive the same IP over and over. And there is literally no one within the company that knows how to bypass it. So there have been times when, sadly, I was doxxed and my IP address was put on the internet. So people started DDoS attacking me. I'm like, well, I need a new IP address. Normally, the ISP would be like, okay, watch this. Done. No, not Comcast. Comcast has to send a tech out to my house with a second new modem, hook both modems up to the internet at once, so each has a different IP address, then disconnect the old modem that had the old IP address, then reassign my account from the old modem to the new modem. It takes like an hour and a half. I'm serious. It's just a pain in the ass. Versus, oh, we could just do it like this. Click, 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 done. And that's how Comcast operates. They're bloated, they're bureaucratic, they have departments that do not communicate well with each other, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. A lot of the time. Not all of the time. I will say there's been a couple times that they did know what they were doing. However, I'd say the straw that broke the camel's back for me is when a few years ago, they had an employee who was a detractor. And that detractor actually was going inside of my cable modem, resetting it repeatedly during my live streams, changing the name of my wireless networks in the modem, which I had disabled, but instead enabling that and naming it insanely awful things, and then having my whole neighborhood see it when they search for wireless internet. I mean, I could keep going on. So I had to have a tech come out here, read the logs in my modem to find the person who did it, caught them red-handed, and they got fired. I want you to think about this. So do you think I trust this company to actually do things well? No, I don't. I suspect what will happen is on this Thursday, the 25th, they will take down my internet, and it will be up and down all day, so I can't consistently do anything with it, right? Like maybe it'll be up for an hour, then down for half the day, then up for an hour, right? And I don't believe at all, that they're going to be done on Thursday. I'm serious. I almost predict that knowing this company, this internet will be down for several days. All right? Now, in truth, it's nice to have a few days off. Don't get me wrong. But this is the busiest time of the year. We've got Silent Hill F and Sonic Racing coming out on Thursday, and I was supposed to do a marathon. So it literally couldn't have been worse. Like I said, if they had done this a week or two before, I wouldn't have given two shits. Like, oh, big deal. They're literally doing it the worst fucking time possible. And I have no control over it. As a customer, I can't complain. I can't say, oh, don't do it. I refuse. There's nothing I can do. It's their infrastructure. It's their network. They can do this whenever they want. And I just have to fucking put up with it. All right? To be honest, when all that went down with that detractor, I was wanting to switch ISPs. Seriously. I was like, I can't believe that this was a situation that this happened. And I searched it out and I couldn't find anything. There was a competitor who was way slower and wasn't going to be fast enough for me to stream. And then there was Starlink, which is not reliable. Starlink is, kind of splotchy, excuse me. You need to have a clear view of the night sky and all this bullshit. There was no way that it was going to necessarily be working, right? So I had no options. From what I'm to understand, very soon, there may be new options in my area. There is a gigabit internet company that is stretching out in this area, and very soon perhaps I may be able to switch. I'm not saying that I would. I'm just saying this is kind of a bad situation where I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, because everyone always tries to blame stuff on me, and they'll say, well, this is your fault, you didn't prepare, why didn't you switch ISPs? Because I couldn't. I did look into it. There's literally nothing that would have been good enough. Now, before someone they already did. I can't believe it. I was going to say, before someone idiotically says, why don't you stream from your phone or your backup Wi-Fi hotspot? It's not fast enough to stream gaming. That's for bare bones internet use. Like, let's say, for example, I had a brick and mortar store and I sell, knickknacks. I'm like a arts and crafts store. You could use the slower backup internet to do point of sale transactions. It would take longer, but within a minute or two, you'd still be able to do like a credit card transaction and stuff like that. That's not for streaming. It's not good enough, all right? You can't. It's not going to be good enough whatsoever. That's really stupid, all right? So don't even say, oh, why don't you stream with your phone? Why don't you stream with your backup hotspot? Because it's just fucking slow as shit. There's no way you could do gameplay and stuff with that, okay? So, basically, I'm stuck. This Thursday, I cannot stream. Therefore, it's official. This coming Thursday, the 25th, I have off. I can't work. I'm actually forced to not work by Comcast, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Okay? Now, in regards to When will I be back? Obviously, I'd like to be back on Friday the 26th. And if I come back on Friday the 26th, I don't know. Should I do the new games? Should I do my marathon? I don't even know. At this point now, everything's screwed up because of Comcast and their horrible timing, and there's nothing I can do about it. All right, so I could sit here and bitch and whine and stamp my feet and meh. Instead, I want to figure out a solution, okay? So I've already researched a few things that I'd like to throw your way, all right? So, number one, Silent Hill F releases Thursday the 25th when I can't stream. However, there is an edition, the Digital Deluxe Edition, that you can get for more money, and then you can actually play the game 2 days early. So that would mean that I could actually play it this Tuesday the 23rd, and I could play it and get a head start. All right? Sonic Racing Crossworlds comes out on Thursday the 25th. But they've got an edition where if you pay extra money, you can play it early. You can actually play Sonic Racing 3 days early. That's right. You can play it as early as this Monday, the 22nd. Okay? So I do have some options. However, the options are pricey. In the case of Silent Hill F, it's not that big of a deal. It's around, I think it's like $5 to $10 extra. Probably worth it for the fact that I can't play the game on release day and I don't know when I can come back. Probably makes sense to pay some extra money there. In the case of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, it's $20 extra. 20 for a racing game that I don't know if I'm going to like, that I don't know if it's going to have any longevity. I mean, case in point, take a look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart World, everyone thought, oh my God, the new Mario Kart, we waited a decade for it. This is going to be an amazing hit. And it's actually a huge flop. Everyone bought it, but everyone stopped playing it. The player base has dramatically diminished. Almost no one cares about this game anymore, to be honest. It's kind of sad, actually, because it was supposed to be the big thing that you're going to want your Switch 2 for, and it's dead now. It's a dead game. So, will that happen with Sonic Racing Crossworlds? I don't know. All right. So here's the other problem on top of all of this. Because you might say, well, if they're only like $20 extra in one case, $10 extra in the other, then what's the issue? That's not a big deal. You made good money. You're right. Money isn't the issue. Time is the issue. Why? Because today is Saturday the 20th. I'm playing Chronos. I'm playing Silksong. I have a Gears of War multiplayer stream scheduled for the night stream tonight. I have American Truck Sim scheduled for tomorrow night. Okay. I had things laid out as if my schedule was going to be normal, in which case none of this would have been an issue. The problem is Comcast decided to screw the pooch here, and now my schedule's all effed up. So what do I do? Because let's say I decide I'm going to pay extra. So I'm going to play Sonic on Monday and Silent Hill on Tuesday, which means I probably play both of them on Wednesday, and then I'm off Thursday. I may even have to be off Friday and Saturday, depending on how long it takes for them to upgrade this network and finish it, right? Finish the work. But then what happens to everything else I'm playing? Number one, I already told you, Suikoden 2, we're retiring for now. We're going to bring it back in the future when things slow down. At this point, I just don't have time. Okay? What about Chronos? Here's a question, and this is an honest question for all of you who have been following my Chronos playthrough, because I need information, okay? Does anyone actually know how far into Chronos the New Dawn I am? Because what I don't understand is when I started playing this game, everyone said, oh, this game's 15 to 20 hours long. And I said, oh, that sounds good for a survival horror game. Right now, I'm around 15 hours in. So you'd think I'd beat it within 2 streams. But the last stream that I played it, people were like, oh, you're halfway through. But I'm 15 hours in. How could I be halfway through a 20-hour game if I'm 15 hours in? So this is why I always am incredibly skeptical when people tell me, oh, the game is this long. I don't believe it. I think that it's bullshit. What happens is whenever people give those time estimations, they're based on people rushing. People beat the game once, Now they're replaying the game and rushing. That's the time estimate they give you for the length of the game, which is fucking bullshit. And it actually makes me angry. So does anyone out there actually have practically played this game and can tell me how far I am into it? Because everything on the internet says 15 to 20 hours, but that doesn't make sense based on what I was told last stream. Okay? Does anyone know? Anyone? We got a lot of moronic trolls on the stream today. I'm just going to get rid of them. The villain says 18 hours. You did not answer my question. I did not say 18 hours literally does not answer anything I just asked. I said, how far into the game am I? Am I halfway? Am I 2/3? Am I 3/4? Am I going to beat the game today? Today I'm doing 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay of it. Am I beating it today? Will I be near the end after today? That's what I need to know.